constantly opportunities that create more money. My finances improve beyond my dreams. Money is the root of joy and comfort. Money and spirituality can coexist in harmony. Money and love can be friends. Money is my servant. I am the master of my wealth. I am able to handle large sums of money. I am at peace with having a lot of money. I can handle massive success with grace. Money expands my life's opportunities and experiences. Money creates positive impacts in my life. I am worthy of a wealthy life. Money comes to me in miraculous ways. The world is abundantly full of everything. There is no lack. If I perceive lack in my life, I am free to change that starting right now. I am free to replace my old programming concerning money with new, healthier thoughts. Money is everywhere in the world. The amount I have is not representative of how hard I work. Money can come from my job, from investments, from gifts, from almost anywhere. I do not need to work more to get more. I am willing to think differently about receiving money starting right now. I am deserving of abundance in my life. I am part of the universe, and I am willing to believe that the universe is infinite and abundant. I am willing to believe that I am infinite and abundant, just like the universe. I know I was created as a being of love, of hope, of charity, of goodness, and that I am a reflection of the divine. There is nothing in me that is undeserving of good. I am open to receive wealth in many ways. I was taught there is only one way to receive money and wealth in my life, and now I see there are multiple paths to wealth and abundance. I am willing to travel more than one path to increase the amount of money in my life. All good, all peaceful, and all equally valuable. I love my positive, happy, abundant life. I am the only person who is thinking in my mind right now. I can choose something different than I am experiencing right now, and while it might feel strange to think in a different way, I am certainly entitled to do that. The more I give, the more I receive. The more I receive, the more I give. I know everything evens out. Therefore, I am determined to send good into the world. That way, I know I am going to be getting good back into my life. Just because I send out a message of giving does not mean I am going to be getting back a message that I need to give even more. That is not how the universe operates. When I give, I get back. And then I have even more reasons to give more out. It is a beautiful and peaceful cycle that works with everyone in the world. Life is abundant, and I am safe. The world is as I see it, and I am willing to see it as a safe and beneficent place to live. Others are more than welcome to view the world as full of fear and lack. I simply choose to live the way I believe. If I choose to make my life focus on abundance, happiness, peace, cheerfulness, love, and plenty of every good thing to go around for everyone, then I will bring more and more of those things into my life. I feel rich. I love money. Money loves me. I attract money now. I am very happy and grateful that money comes to me in increasing quantities from many sources on a continuous basis. I am receiving money now. I have more than enough money. I am willing, ready, and able to receive money. I see abundance everywhere. I am a money magnet. I am grateful for what I already have and for all that I receive now. I have more than what I need. Money now comes to me from unexpected sources, and I am grateful. My income is growing higher and higher. I am a rich child of a loving universe. I have the power to attract money. I receive money happily now. Money flows to me easily. I am sensible with money and manage it wisely. I allow my income to constantly expand, and I always live in comfort and joy. I realize that money is essential for leading a good life, but that I should not make it the number one priority of life. The universe is the constant supplier of money for me, and I always have enough money to fulfill my needs. Whatever activities I perform make money for me, and I am always full of money. My bank balance is increasing every day, and I always have enough money for myself. Money and I are friends, and our friendship will never fall apart. I am a money magnet towards whom money is constantly attracted. Every day, I am attracting and saving more and more money. Money is an integral part of my life and is never away from me. I am debt-free, as money is constantly flowing into my life. My money consciousness is always increasing and keeping me surrounded by money. I have a positive money mindset. I am focused on becoming rich. Attracting money is easy. My bank account's worth is always growing. Money is good. Money is energy. I am fully supported in making money by doing what I love to do. Money comes to me through expected channels and unexpected channels. My income automatically rises higher and higher. I am open to the best things in life. My wallet is overflowing with money. Life is so easy. I welcome money into my life. I am open and ready to let money into my life. The money is in my life just as natural as eating, drinking, and sleeping. My pockets are full of money. My positive money thoughts are coming true. The universe always serves my highest interest. Good morning, everyone. I always get whatever I need. How is everybody doing today? I'm in a different room and I'm having a ring light. So light different this morning. I hope everybody's doing well. I don't see a few people here that I spoke with yesterday. I hope Miriam is coming soon. Okay, why don't I just start? But before I start, I wanted to ask you, how do you feel now that, I don't know what time you woke up. I've been up for about 45 minutes or so. Putting this affirmation, I feel as if my mind, instead of going to other things, it just seems to grab every word that this guy was saying. So I'm going to talk about the I am behavior, I am and PM behavior. Every thought leader speaks of it. And what I have found to be true while listening to affirmations. But most importantly, when you speak
out. The power of that which you say is stronger than the power of that which you hear. There is a saying, don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see. So the power of auto-suggestion, it's stronger than the power of that which you hear from the outside, unless you agree with it and you're aware of what you hear. Okay, so just to have a short recap of what we've been speaking of and teaching the past 2 days. The first day we focused on blessing and releasing. Daryl, this is his first day, so I just wanted to go through this little recap to remind ourselves of what we've learned and the importance of each subject. So I'm going to touch on it lightly. First day we talked about blessing and releasing. To release, obviously, is to let go, to dissolve. And why is that important? Because whatever we're holding in the mind on a constant, persistent basis for more than a few minutes, it puts out a signal and it brings back a circumstance. So when we release our assumptions, for example, of people, if you remember, I had an assumption of someone and half an hour later, it actually happened to me. My assumption of him created a circumstance for me. So I realized how important forgiveness is, and it's forgiving the self for creating these assumptions of people. Once again, if I am a whole being, which means I have all problems and all solutions are contained within me, then that person themselves has all the problems and solutions contained within them. So for me to give them an assumption, or to have an assumption of them, is just an assumption of a certain particular angle of them. That's not who they are at all times. So to hold them in that regard, right, to hold my assumptions of them that way, it's as if to say, be this way. Why don't you continue to be this way? Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Good job. So negative perceptions, assumptions of people, in essence, they're creating this, especially if it's in relationship, right? You're creating the same circumstances to happen over and over again. So releasing, it's in essence releasing not just the person, not just the assumption, but also releasing those circumstances that the circumstances that were created by the assumption, because every assumption is law. Every law comes with a circumstance. So when I release, I not just release my thoughts of the person or of the circumstance, but also the assumption. Everything must go. So that was on the first day. We talked about blessing and releasing. Yesterday, we focused on the action board. And when I say action board, it's because I know when there's an image on the screen of my mind, the body moves in that direction. When I wanted my nail polish, to put a nail polish on my fingernails, I said, I'm just going to go in the other room and I'm going to grab it from where I remember that I left it. And I said, I will put nail polish on my nails. But here's the thing. I never ended up putting nail polish on my nails. Why? Because I didn't see my nails painted. When I said I'm going in the other room to pick up the nail polish, all I saw was a white nail polish with a silver cap. I went in the room and it wasn't there. Now, immediately after that image, what happened? My mind was clear. I had no thoughts, no images. The energy that I had was that of, I'm open. I go into my bedroom, I pick up a book, I lay in bed, turn over on the side of the bed, pick up another book off the floor, and next to the bed, there's a small box, and it has little things in it. So as I turn over to pick up the book, behind the box, between the wall and the box, there was that white nail polish. So I must have put it on the floor one night, and it kept sliding and it kept moving, and hard floor, it kept moving behind the box. Now, I remember seeing it on the table and it wasn't. So how was my body led to the nail polish? See, that image put my body into action to go and get it, to go and have it. I was looking for it. Where is it? Well, where is it? Where's my money? Where's my partner? Where's my this? Where's my that? Our subconscious mind or our brain does not know the difference between what's imagined or what's happening. What if it's now? What if it's going to be later? Because subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between past and future. It only knows now. So when we talked about the action or the vision board, what you focus on, independent of where you are, what's happening, you don't pay attention to anything else, like me looking and glazing over the items in the store, for example, right? What you focus on, what you commune with, it communes with you. It wants you. And it will break out a bridge of incidences for you to have it, for you to go back and have it, for you to receive it, to find it. So the brain does not know the difference if you have it now or you don't. But what the subconscious mind knows, being God's mind, is that God's mind knows everything, knows where everything is, hears all things, knows all things. So even though my conscious mind was not aware of where the nail polish was, my subconscious mind said, oh, I know where you left it. Oh, I know where that house on the beach is. Oh, I know where that apartment is. Or I know where your husband is. Or I know where your wife is. Right? If you have a clear image of that, we're talking about the things on the vision board, the subconscious mind says, oh, you've been here before. I remember you were walking on these floors, and I remember. And what happens is our body takes action now in accordance to the image. It's not taking action based on previous images or perceptions or conversations that we've had, right? I said, oh, I would like to have nail polish, and put nail polish on my fingernails. That was an inner conversation. That was a decision. And it manifested. It had to manifest. And that's what I want to talk about today, how to set the thermostat. And in essence, how to focus on the inner dialogue, because you have a dialogue, and that dialogue takes you into a conclusion or an assumption, and that assumption must come to pass, right? Oh, my daughter is taking some time to get ready. It's okay. I'm just going to go lay in bed. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go and put the nail polish on. I decided something. As a result of what she said, I'm going to take some time to get ready. It's going to take me some time. I said, oh, okay. Thus equal an assumption, a decision. So what I'm saying is you have an inner dialogue, and usually you come up with an intention, a decision, and that decision manifests. It's in essence how we perceive a circumstance, and whatever decision we make brings about the next circumstance, the next event, if that makes any sense. So the vision board, it's an action board, because that means whatever you captured here, whatever you focus here, it causes and puts your body into action. So the vision board is not just a fun little game that we put things and pictures on it. It causes our body to move in that direction. Now, today, and I also mentioned on the leadership and what it means to be a leader and a visionary, and understand that when I teach from experience. I don't teach from necessarily what I've been coached or what I've learned. I think that for me, what I've noticed is that what I hear from the outside only supports my argument or supports my stories. That's why I like to give my personal experiences and share them with you, rather than telling you who did and who did what. Even if I bring those examples, as I said yesterday, I keep looking at my financial mentors' past stories. Well, guess what? I called them upon myself, because you did not know what I was imagining when I was telling you the story. And I was trying very hard not to put my car in there. When I was talking about his car, I was trying very hard not to see my car in that way. Well, I did. So it happened. Um, we look outside on how people achieve certain things, and we wonder, well, how did they achieve them? And if they're in manifestation, they will tell you, yeah, but you don't know what I was thinking or what I was seeing. And that's important, right? We're looking at their results, but we don't know what they were imagining. Um, However, you do know what they were imagining, because Rhonda Burns says, everything you saw happen with The Secret, where I've been, how far it's gone. She said, I've seen all of that. So we really can see what people think, because you're looking at their results. So I've been sharing some results with you, that some are pretty, some are not, but they're all lessons, right? And that's how I like to look at life now. And I go, wait a minute, what I was thinking about this, and why did this happen? And how many times did I say that about my dishwasher? How many times did I talk about that story with the car? Oh, I see. 3, 4 times, and there it is. That's how quickly things manifest. So the leadership and the visionary, I want to focus on this one, because this lesson that I finished with yesterday is shifting into today's lesson. A leader is a visionary. A leader is somebody that goes in a direction that he himself has never been before, right? Because he goes in the direction of a vision that his real feet have not walked into. Now everyone wants to know about manifestation, so we're talking about vision board. Nobody has walked there in the physical, but we can walk there in the spirit. We talked about closing the gap between our years, right? Between us and that thing on the vision board. How to close the gap. The closer we are in the spirit to the thing we want, and the closer to the point of touching, that's how close I'm talking about. When two touch and agree, it will be done. You will be there. You will go there. So that's the closeness that I want you to think of when two touch and agree, right? Lisa Nichols went to her friend's house and she began to touch all her friend's parents' furniture, everything. She's like, okay, I know that if I touch, I'll have it. It's mine. So closing that gap between you and the vision board, you and just that paper there. You do it in imagination and you touch the things around. And you will have them, because it's as if I touched the real nail polish in my hands, and then I just it rose in my consciousness, that image rose in my consciousness, and I was drawn to it, right? Like, I know the way. The subconscious mind says, I know the way. I know the way there. I'm the way and the door and everything. In you, you are everything. So a leader then speaks of the vision, paints the vision. If you had team members, if you had friends, if you have children, you would have to paint that house in their mind. As I took my girls the other day and we held hands, and I said, okay, I need you to see me like this, dressed like this. Can you see me? Close your eyes. We were touching hands, but we were also touching that image. I needed them to touch, to look at what they're seeing. Can you see what I'm holding in the hand? What am I reading? What does it say? How do I react? How do I respond to that? What is my attitude after I'm reading that? Okay, I think we've done it 3 times. And we all said we agree. That's what we want. Okay, so a leader is making a decision and sees the vision and speaks in alignment with the vision. When you lift yourself up to the point of vision, Neville says that it is done. A leader will speak of himself, I am, which is agreement with the vision, with his future self. I am is only agreements. And what you agree with God, God has already done. And our agreement makes it so. Yes, I will do as you said. Throw the nets on the other side of the boat. Yes, I will do as you said, right? Um, but a leader puts out a signal, if I can put it this way. You're sending a signal, but every signal must reach something and someone. Bing, 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 like a guitar, right? When you pick, prick the string on this guitar, if there's another guitar in the other room, guess what it does? It goes and it vibrates and activates the other string on the other guitar because they're a match, right? So we attract what we are. We attract what matches the signal that we put out. I put a signal, hey, I want the nail polish. Well, I attracted that image. I send the bing to the nail polish. And you send the bing by making the decision, and that decision contains the object that you want. You're sending a signal towards that thing, towards that person. And a leader then calls to himself. You're calling onto yourself the very thing that you send the signal to. It's as if to say, hey, you over there, come here. Bang, bang, bang. When we do that, in essence, let's say if a leader says, I am this and I am that, you are calling a person that loves to give compliments or will come and see you as you have seen yourself. In essence, you are pulling and drawing from the people the best of them too, because it's not easy for people to compliment other people, and it's not easy for people to see the good in other people, because if they see the good in you, it's because it's good in them. In essence, you're calling onto yourself people that are just like you. You attract what you are, and you are that which you say and see yourself to be. So that's on touching of the being a visionary and a leader, and what it means to have an action, or your visions are the cause of your actions every single day. Today, I want to talk about the thermostat, how to set this thermostat, and what is a thermostat with money. Oh, and I also mentioned yesterday that every vision, every image contains the money within itself, right? If we wonder, well, where's my money? Where's my money? It's in people's pockets. And when you hold yourself in the image of you already having that, you will draw onto yourself those people that have the money in their pockets. They match your prices, they match your vision, they're part of it, right? Your assumption will draw onto you a person that will do what you said, what you assumed, what you thought about yourself. So where is everything? Where is money? Where is my money going to come from? From that image. That's why I said when you close the gap here, the quicker, more intense, persistent you are in holding this gap closed between you and that vision, the quicker it manifests in the physical reality. That is how my coach, Kathleen, manifested what she manifested in the millions. She says she lives in her imagination 24/7, which means she probably walks this ground physically, but in her mind, she walks a different ground. It's as if she's in the parallel reality most of the time rather than this reality. And that's how we live anyway. Neville Goddard says we are all imagination. Because our physical body, even though it moves here, in the spirit, it's moving someplace else. We're always someplace else with our mind, unaware that that's where our body eventually is going to go. And we wonder, well, why am I here? Why is this guy coming? And why is that person saying that? Because we have been someplace, we've been there. And wherever you go in imagination, that's where you will go in the flesh. Man is all imagination, and imagination is God. So I want to talk to you today a little bit about these inner dialogues, where our assumptions come from, how do they form? They're the cause, obviously, of the effect. And you can also say that assumptions are intentions. It's as if to say, I'm intending for this. This is how quickly an assumption turns into intention. Intention is the law of cause and effect. Your assumption, your intention is the cause of what's happening. Yes, I would like to be in this house. I see myself walking in. It would be so nice to have this, and I could see my friends and I could see my family. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. That's an assumption. You're saying, I see myself, I assume I'm there, and you're setting an intention or a decision. And that is the cause for what's coming, for what's happening, for what we're drawing onto ourselves. Inner dialogue. Why is it important to speak out loud? How often we should affirm, come into agreement? What does it mean when we speak out loud? What is happening in the universe when we speak? And I am in PM habits that I'm sure many of you are already forming, but I have seen what happens, especially in the PM and in the AM, when you affirm something. So if you have done the bless and release, I have it. I already ripped my papers. I have not burned them yet. So what we've done there, right, we have put all our assumptions. Think of it this way, all my assumptions. Take every person, and if you need to do it again, do it again. Because this came to me last night. Take every person that you know, literally, and think of them and all your assumptions of them. Set them free, set yourself free. Cut the cord. Cut that intention, cut that assumption down, okay? And be more specific if you need to go back, because I needed to go back myself. But what I started writing yesterday after doing all of that, what I said for myself is that my old self is gone. Now I have a new language. A new language means I will build new assumptions. I will create new assumptions of self, of others, and things around me. I wrote quite a few pages, but the intention now is to, and this leads into building in the thermostat, a new identity, a new consciousness. When we understand clearly 3D is of the devil, as to speak, and 4D is of God, and my purpose for my existence is to bring 4D into the 3D, I will come along God's side, my vision board. I will come beside it. I will come and dwell in God's house. I will come and dwell in that imagination. I will come and spend time with God, with that desire, with his mind, with what he has planned for me. So our purpose then is to dwell in the house of God, is to dwell in imagination, if that makes sense. And I don't know why this is coming out. I feel like almost like I'm preaching that, what I just said, which means it's intense in me. I feel the spirit. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going into religion, but let's dwell in God's house. I feel the energy. It's saying, spend time with me. It almost makes me feel like crying right now, because it feels so strong. So come and spend time with me so that you can become like me. I feel the spirit very strong. When you are attached to certain people, you go by what they're saying, you become like them. But if you come and dwell in God's house, he's talking to me now, you will speak like I do. You will do what I do. Our purpose is to change the way we speak, because our power is released here. I was telling my daughter yesterday, I said, your whole body is like a generator. Everything you capture from the outside through the hearing and the seeing, from that phone, I said, you're building energy in your generator, but it needs to be released. It needs to light up a house. It needs to light up a car. I said, what do you do with all that energy? And energy are thoughts. I said, you keep throwing them in there. I don't know how many times you hear the word potato, apple, pencil, car, at whatever you're looking. But I said, what? It's like apple, 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 potato, 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 right? Why are we adding so much energy or power? Because we already have it. We're already conscious of what exists and what we want. What we're not doing is we're not directing, we're intending or pinging or sending a signal for us to receive it. So to dwell in God's house then is to dwell in that vision board. Why? So that you can speak a different language. And why it's important? Because your language releases from the universe everything and everyone in your money. To set your thermostat is to set your mind on God, to set your mind on your vision, to look up rather than look down. I will look up where my help comes from. So you look up at the vision, you spend time with God, you spend time with that vision. And when you commune with God, you say, wow, this is nice. Yeah, it is nice. That house, I see this. God is that vision. God is that desire because he created everything. So if you spend time with the creation, you're spending time with the creator because the thoughts are God. They're God's thoughts. So you're already spending time with God. But now you're communing. You're communing with its creation. In essence, you're communing with the creator because spirit is the creator. Spirit is creative. So how do we set the thermostat? And I believe, Daryl, you asked yesterday and you said, well, how do I go from being negative to being positive? That's it. Go and spend time with your vision board. And to spend time with the vision board, I'm going to share some things that I have learned just from listening from others and the power of what they've done. And not just from one source, but when it comes from two sources, the same thing, then there is something to it. So I know that we have the things on the vision board, but what I have heard from two sources, my financial mentor and one of Bob Proctor's coaches, was this: take your vision board and draw it down. If you put a jet plane there, take it and draw it by your hand. You draw it. If you see that house, draw it by hand. You become the architect because God is the architect of our life. So you draw like an architect now. And I don't say take pencil and ruler. I'm saying take your free hand and begin to draw what you see. Because even though you're looking at that picture, you must have a clear picture of it in your mind to the ability of you being able to draw it down. So when you are able to draw it down, it means that it's so clear in your mind, you can see it in your mind. So capture the image as much as you want and then draw it down. Because what you are doing, you are revealing, uncovering what's there. It's not enough to have it there. You have to have it here. And you know it's here if you are a witness, you have been a witness to it. It's like you're giving out a testimony. So when you do that, when you draw it down, the purpose is for you to take that paper and carry it in your pocket, to have it close to you. That's what it means to dwell in God's house and with your vision to the point where you can actually draw it down. And it means that it's already imprinted inside of you and it has taken a place in your brain. It has its own place, its own file. That's how you set the thermostat. That's how you set the vision in. That's how you lock it in. And why is that important? First story, Gary Cassey, when he drew the sketches of his house, he carried the plans with him and they ended up in their friend's house, began to talk about the house. Their friend said, well, you can build your own house. You don't need to buy a new home. You can just build your own. And they said, well, we actually have the plans with us. So they pulled out the plans, the drawings, and their friend said, oh, no, this is too small. This is too small. You need to make the kitchen bigger. So they began to draw again that night. And guess what happened? That's exactly the house that they end up building. So that manifested. Exactly what they drew down manifested. They made their plans bigger. One of Bob Proctor's coaches, she did the same thing. She drew a jet, a stage, being on stage with Bob Proctor, and she drew it like a little child. And that's exactly what happened. So I knew from two sources the importance of it combined with my personal stories, yes, that's what we need to do. So if you haven't done that, I would encourage you to do it. That's one way to set the thermostat. Why is it important to set the thermostat? Because what you're doing, you're setting a price point. You're sending a signal of, and you become aware of how much money you need. Peggy McCall said, I want to buy a different home. It was a few more millions, a couple more millions than the house that they were in. And she said, well, how do I make that money? Well, I'm selling this. It's this much. I need this many people, right? I'm building the house. I need a painter. I need a sheetrock wall guy, right? That comes and puts the walls. I need a roofer. I need an electrician. I need a plumber. You begin to gather the resources mentally, right? You're putting your house together, if that makes any sense. You're saying, I need the foundation. I need the walls. All right. So this is the house. It's already built. It's now what we're doing, in essence, it's like we're deconstructing it. Your vision, and my, what's his name? Steve Jobs said, you can connect the dots backwards and see how you got here. You're already there. What you're asking is for the plan. How did I get here? Many people say, well, how? But how is this going to happen? In essence, what they're saying is, what's the plan? Just where's the plan? Who has the plan? You do. Because everything comes from God. God is that vision. God is imagination. Everything comes from there. In essence, everything is going to come from inside of you. But how? Through inspiration. How? You might hear somebody say something. It might come from within. But it will be like, the plan will be, to me, the way I've seen it is, oh, I can do this. Oh yeah, okay, that sounds good. That will work. Yeah, okay. Take the nets, throw them on the other side of the boat. You're going to catch 2 boats full of fish. Great. Go to that lake, catch the first fish. It has the exact amount of coin, and go and pay Caesar. That's the plan. It's one way. It's not miss and hit, or hit and miss. It's, you're going there. That's what you do. That's what you're going to find there. You're going to get this and go and pay Caesar. You're going to go and pay for the house. I don't know the how, because everybody's vision is different. Everybody's vision's time is different. Everybody's vision is a different amount of money. That's why not everybody is a florist. We're all different. So we have our own pathway on when God gives us the plan, right? You go in that direction. So I feel like I'm deviating, but the plan is contained within the vision. The money is contained within the vision. The house is already built. Who put this house together? I like to say, you don't walk alone. You don't dream alone, right? You're not alone. So now we're thinking about this, the house. Oh, it's already built. It's already put together, but who helped me put it together, right? Who helped me put this house together? How many people did it take? What am I selling? What's the amount? Where should I take my skills and mastery? And because you're receiving money on assignment. Assignment is the plan. It's this pathway. And on this pathway, you are going to impart, and you're going to give of your skills and mastery. You give, but that's where the place where you actually receive. So where is your money? Peggy McCall's money was in a seminar. How to make $1 million small. And she said, well, why don't we put a seminar? Bob Proctor, Mary Morrissey, Peggy McCall, and there was another guy. I think in a weekend or 2, they actually set it up. And however many people there were, and I don't know if it was in 3D or it was virtual, the seminar, but what she said at the end of it is that she had the money to go and pay for her new house. So that was the plan. That's the lake. That's the fish. That's the amount of money. Take it and go and pay the house. when we know that this is how it works, obviously this is how you work less and have more. Can we work less or can we receive with less effort and in less time? That's the way it's done. You lock that vision in, you want it, you want it, you want it, you want it, and it gives out a plan. And you're so convinced of this plan that this is it, you're taking action. Because even if you hear the plan, you're not ready to take over. We're not ready energetically, spiritually to take over. And you need to build yourself up in faith, meaning you need to believe in the plan. It's called self-belief or self-confidence. You might say, oh, this plan sounds so easy. Would it really happen? And you begin to doubt, and it takes longer. That's why when a man decides and puts his hands on the plow, he should never look back. In essence, our decision is very important. Do you want it? Bob Proctor says, do you really, really want it? Because once you engage with the nail polish, once you engage with the house, you've got some things to do, right? If you really want to physically move from here to there, you've got some things to do. Are you willing? Are you able and are you willing? That's what Bob Proctor says. Are you able and are you willing to move, to go to that lake, to catch the fish, to take the coin, go and pay and go and do? Are you willing to go and do, to take the action? So number one, to close the gap, imprint those images and begin to draw them down. My daughter's very good at drawing dinosaurs and I don't know what else she does, dragons and other things. She would really copy it, right? Just an exact copy of the cover of a book, for example, which means she has a good imagination. And I know because she's a good receiver. When I ask her for the phone the third time, she gives it to me. Because I send the image out, she pings on the image, and it's like, okay. She feels compelled to give it. Affirmations. Affirmations are our assumptions. That's why I said when we let go of the old assumptions of people and of things, the house is too big, the floor is too cold, right? Whatever. Too hard, too small, too soft, too this and that and the other. You're making room for new assumptions. You're making room for this new language. You're going to speak in a different way. Not only you're going to speak of things that don't exist yet, but you're speaking the gap between where you are and where you want to be. People are going to say, well, what makes you think that you that makes this much money, you can have that big, right? People will begin to point out what's small and what's big. And that's where you need to pick up on that and say, wait a minute, I already let go of those perceptions. There's no such thing. As Neville says, the people are your fears pushed out. They're going to come for you to remind you, hey, let go of it again. Now, this calls for a place and a mindset of awakening, or to be awake. And we can't be awake at all times. Vishen Lakiani said it's impossible to be awake at all times. And I'm glad, because then you would see all things, feel all things, and you would be just, you can't do that. Affirmations. I have heard someone say, for every 15 minutes that you hear or read something, you must affirm 5 minutes. You must speak out loud for 5 minutes. To be in a constant meditative state, obviously this is not referring to being awake, right? Or at all times. To be in a meditative state is to keep your mind on something. And for every 15 minutes that we hear or read something, we must affirm for 5 minutes. I know Miriam said yesterday, I have my alarms set, and I think she has them for like every 2 hours. Well, Miriam, you've got to change your alarms. You've got to affirm every 15 minutes. That is about 20 minutes in an hour and a half. Yeah. In 90 minutes, 20 minutes, no, wait a minute. In 80 minutes, you must affirm 20 minutes. Or in 15 minutes, after 15 minutes, you must affirm and speak out loud. And why it's important to speak out loud. When you speak, you project. When you project, you must project your vision. We are here as projectors. We are here to speak of God's promises. We're here to speak of what he promised, of what he had shown us. So when you affirm, you're standing firm by God. You're taking his side. You're taking your own side. You're speaking for you now, in alignment and the direction of that which you desire. Take the time to visualize. Now, these are some, and what I'm sharing with you, am I doing everything like this? No, I'm not. But that is why 10, 15 minutes ago, I felt God's Spirit talk to me and impressed upon me, because when you have these physical sensations and you feel your ears being hot, energy going down your body, and something happens here, which only I can feel, you can't forget this, right? So it's been impressed, and God impressed upon me, yes, do that. Yes, do this. What I'm saying is that what I'm telling you right now, some of these things are new to me as well. And because I speak them, I'm called by God to do them myself. So speaking out loud for 5 minutes every 15 minutes. Set your alarm and do that. But it's not a time to meditate on 3D and cry and tell God all your problems, because he says, I already know. You tell me what you want. I want to see. I want this house. I am in this house. I'm touching it. I'm there. Let me tell you what else I want. You see that? You see that? And the other, that's what I want. Unless you become like a child, you'll never inherit that. And it's an inheritance, which means Bob Proctor calls it, it's your birthright or an inheritance. To be an heir by right, you have rights to that. It's not about can I have it? You have the right to have it. By law, by what you said, God is not a liar. So that's the importance of speaking out loud. You're a projector. You're projecting. But when you project, it's being projected. When you give, it's being given. When you imagine, it imagines you. That's called the parallel, the mirroring effect. So what you're putting out, what you're saying is, universe, release a circumstance, let go, release it. I tell this one, go, and he goes, right? Go. The mirror sees him go. You project and you tell the universe what you have, and the universe says, yes, you have it. Yes, you have it. It's a mirror. It's an echo. It projects back. But what it projects, it releases the circumstance with the people and everything that will make you so. And one thing that stands out to me more often now is that we are a whole being. If I can put out problems, I can put out solutions. If I can send a negative signal, SOS, I can send a positive signal. So it's a choice. Whose signal, whose voice do I hear? Whose thoughts do I have, the 3D or the 4D, and whose thoughts am I speaking into or projecting? That's one. Two, the universe, I'm a child of the universe or a child of God. Now, I'm a child of my mother, but my mother said to me no more times than God ever said to me yes or no. So now God says, you don't have just a mother. The whole universe is your mother. The whole universe is your father. The whole universe is whatever you need. It has everything you need. You've been told no, but I say yes. Because there must be, out of the 8 billion of people, 7.2 or 7.3 now, one of them will say yes to you. They have to. I will send the one that will agree with you. I'll send the one that will make you so. And I know who. So what was I going to say? This idea, I'm a child of the universe, to me hits me home. It's like, oh, well, my mother used to say no, it's okay. The universe says yes. I feel comfort. There is hope. Hope is an image. Hope in the Bible means image. So I have hope. I have that image. It's been given. I'll have it. Affirmations is releasing. You have the key, which is your mouth, to bind and to loose. To bind is to not to speak. To loose is to release. And once you release, it's being released. Once you let go, the universe lets go of it. Your energy, as I said before, your spirit needs a body. Spirits do not live outside of bodies. Spirit is thought. Thoughts is speech. Once you speak, it must go somewhere. Nicodemus said, so what's with the spirit? Like, I want to understand the spirit. He was a religious man. He says, something's interesting about you. I want to know more. So he met Jesus in the middle of the night. Tell me more. What's with the spirit? What do you mean to be born again? To be born from above? To speak a different language? Yes. To speak of that vision, to speak of the future. And he says, you don't know where the spirit comes from. The wind, it's like the wind. You don't know where the wind comes from the east, from the west. You don't know how your energy is taken, your words, but they always go within a physical body, or a physical thing. They can't live outside of the body. Let me put it this way. I cannot talk to the ladder. I cannot send my energy to the ladder and say, ladder, come here, come on. Many people say, well, move that thing to you. No. You're sending it out and it goes into a physical body. And that physical body comes and says, hey, would you move these purses from this side to another? And I pick up the ladder. The ladder doesn't talk. But if it could, it would say, hey, come here and change. You see me over here? The only way you can step over me is either you go up and down me like, looking funny. Why are you doing it? Or put it right here and move these purses around. Play with these purses. Because that's all we do every day, right? We're playing. I like to say, which characters did I play with yesterday? I don't want to play with them anymore. I don't want to have that circumstance anymore. So if things would speak, that's what they would say. But they don't. So our spirit and energy always go into a physical body because the human responds. So that's how the money will come to you as well, out of someone else's pocket, out of your client's pocket. Right? They are the ones that tell you what to do. They're the ones that take you into the place that you want. Your friends, your clients, they will move you and take you into that house, into that car, or whatever it is. So when we affirm, in essence, you're releasing the people to come to you. You're telling them to come to you. When you speak of your desire, you're releasing them to come to you. Now, you don't, there's times when I feel as if I'm speaking out loud, but it's within, and it's so loud, I think I speak outside. And I don't know the difference. I can't remember. Usually when I manifest very, very quickly, I don't remember if I said it out loud or if it was so loud in my mind. I don't know the difference. I can't remember the difference. Many, many stories I say, I think I said it out loud when I said, you have a beautiful hand. It was so loud. Our words are our thoughts at a higher volume. That's what it means. Your mouth, it's the high volume of your thoughts. I heard, who said this? I don't know if it was Neville or another teacher. Your mouth is the volume of your thoughts. You know, when you tell a kid, please get up, or don't do this, or don't do that, it's like, I heard you. The signal, it's loud and clear. That's why for me, I don't remember certain things if I said them through my mouth or if they were so loud in my mouth. In my mouth. But that's what it is. AM and PM. Here's what I have seen from my experience. When I wake up in the morning and I say affirmations out loud while my eyes are still closed, and I dictate how my day is going to go, and I don't go very far, by the way. I don't go far. I don't know if it takes a lot of power to think and speak of that which you think. It takes a lot of energy, but that's the work that needs to be done. And I speak into existence what I want, and I wake up and I feel that way already. I put myself in that vibration. If you can imagine how your day has gone, Neville Goddard's father did that. He said, if you see me sitting here in the morning and you think I just had a drink or I'm drunk, he said, no. What I do is I see my day. And when you see me and you think my eyes are closed, they're not all the way closed. They're actually a little open. You can look at that floor and see something else with your eyes open. So Neville's father would sit in the chair with his eyes barely closed, and he would see his whole day, how it went, how it should go. Had this conversation with this guy, what the guy said, and everything. So it's not enough just to affirm, because affirmation is speaking God's language, is having a different language of that which you see within. We are here to speak of that which God shows us, right? In PM, here's what I've seen with the PM. I do not look at my vision board in the evening, and that's bad. I've heard John Osoroff, he does that. He did that. He still does it, obviously. I believe Gary Cassis said that. I heard someone else say that they're doing it, and it works, right? So that I need to check off on my list and say, I'm going to do it. Here's what I've noticed what happens at night. I'm laying in bed and I'm sitting there reasoning, because the Bible says, when you lay upon your bed, commune with your heart. Reason within yourself. Let's come and reason together. Are you really that bad? Who accused you? Who's done you wrong? Just forgive them. Let's talk about something else. That's reasoning. Many people say, I don't know the reason why this is happening, or the purpose. If you look back at what you thought the day before, you'll find the reason, because you were reasoning within yourself. I don't know why this is happening. I don't understand the reason. Well, everything, if you trace it back, has a beginning. Every end has a beginning. You just started with the end, unaware when you did and how you did it. So at night, what I've noticed when I reason within myself, let's say I have a problem. Here's what I've done one day. I said, well, I need money. Well, let's see. Okay, well, I know where money is. Well, obviously everybody has money, right? So I thought of a specific person, and I said, well, I can do this. If I can go and tell them, hey, I can do this and I can do this for you, and this is how much it will be. I mean, I already told them what I'm going to do for them and how much money it's going to cost. And I said, yeah, that would be good. I will do this. And when I said I will do this, I will go to this person. I saw their face, right? I know who they are. I send the ping. I will do this. I saw myself just glimpses of what that would be like and the amount. 2 days later, that person called me. 4 or 5 days later, that person asked me and said, hey, would you do this for me? And I texted my daughter and I said, you remember when I told you a week ago, I saw this and that? I said, I'm doing it now. I said, I don't want to do that again. Like the very thing that I said I was going to do. I don't want to do that and make money off of it that way. That's what happens when you reason within yourself, commune with your heart before you fall asleep. What do I need? Oh, I could do this and I could do that and do this and do that. And I will have this much money. That was a plan. Okay. I'm looking because I wanted to see if it's a client, because there were more people that were supposed to show up, and wanted to see if they're making their way or not. I deleted it. You know what it was? Okay. I'm very vulnerable with you, and things don't happen by accident. But if you have this or not, but on my phone, somebody sends messages to 20 people. So they're using the last 4 digits of the phone, but these messages are inappropriate, right? Well, somebody in this group decided to send the whole message, and it said, Jesus loves you, blah, 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 blah. And I read that. And I go, okay, thank you. My vision loves me. Yes, indeed. Okay, so this is what happens. This is what I've seen. Wayne Dwyer, he says, before you go to bed, right? Visualize, see yourself in the place you want to see yourself, doing what you want to do, having what you want to have. All those sequence of events, if you can just see them at night, you will do on the outside. It does work. Now I want to talk to you about tithing and offerings. Why tithing is important, and why the wealthiest tithe. And this is how they tithe. They say, I want to receive this much money from the universe, and I will take 10% of that and give it to charities. If you come from church with a church background, you think of tithing to the church. Obviously, you tithe where you feel led to do. But the wealthiest know of this principle. I'm going to teach you what tithing is and what offering is. Tithing, the Bible talks about it, it's a fence that is put around your harvest, around your house, your car, and everything that you want. It protects it, it sets it apart for you. So the accuser, other accuser doesn't come and take it away. Your fear, doubts, and worry doesn't come to take it away. When you know that you tithe 10%, automatically that understanding comes to you and says, my vision is protected. I know I can have it. It gives you the energy, the belief, because it's law to tithe, and it has a name. That's why it's called tithing, and it has a purpose. So you know the purpose of tithing. 10% of your money has a name. 90% doesn't have a name, but 10% has a name, tithing. And there's a purpose for everything that's created and assigned. 10% is the fence that comes around and protects your vision, your ideas, your plans, the clients, the money, everything. And when you know I tithe, for sure I'm going to receive my vision, because I tithe to protect my vision, to keep it, to separate it. So the accuser, which is the doubts, when they come, you say, no, excuse me, it's already protected. That's the purpose of tithing. I've seen a lot of people while I was in the church debating if they should or not. I'll tell you from experience, every time I tithed, and I would skip the months, I would skip years, because my perception of giving was wrong. Every time I tithe, I would go to the rack, find the dress, take it home. Everybody would give me compliments. I would go to the store, buy the exact meat that I wanted, the price that I could get it. And it was like, is this made for me? Like, you mean I've seen it? My mind was open to the power of the tithe. Everything, it was as if I was led in the right direction at the right time, get the right thing. It's like, that's interesting. That I've noticed, and I tell you that from experience. And I'm saying that because I don't have a church, so you don't tithe to me. But I tell you the power of tithing. Offering. What is offering? Offering is the 90% that you have left. You're offering your money every single day, and you do something with it. I don't know how well you see me. It's half of light and half of dark. But every day you offer, every day you give money. To offer is you go into the marketplace and say, I want milk, I want shoes, and I want a pencil. You're offering. Everything is an offer. I offer you this and you offer me that. However, when it comes to offering, let's say your house is $1 million that you want, but you only have $100. When you release that into the universe, you're offering it it's like a down payment, but you're not releasing $100. You're releasing the total amount. It's as if to tell the universe, here's my payment for it. I'm paying for it now. See, here's the thing. Our mind is a wireless phone. People hear you even if you don't talk to them on the phone. I know that from experience. My sister heard my thoughts. I know who you talked to last night and what you said. Neville said, Bob Proctor says that too. So when we send this offering, and the offering, what I've been taught is to send it to a ministry. Ministry to me means church. But whatever you feel led to take this, it's as if you have already paid for the thing that you want. In your mind, you have already paid for it. In essence, the difference between $100 and $1 million must come to you because you have released it. You have paid for it. And what you release is being released from the universe. You're now conscious and aware, I need 900,000, this, that. That's what you're releasing to come from the universe to you. Because what you release is being released. What you hold on to is being held on to. So this sounds good. But when you have the awareness of it and you fully understand, because it's one thing to hear and it's one thing to listen and it's another to hear. There's a verse, but the hearing, if you hear it in your gut, if you hear it with your body, not with your mind, when you hear it, you understand, you see what I'm saying. You're not just hearing, you're seeing it, you're feeling it. You're releasing, but you're releasing it from the universe. When we say, I'm giving to you, no, you're giving to yourself. Because you're about to receive. In the church when I grew up, I had a difficult time tithing. But I'll tell you what, one morning or the day before church, I heard, take $60. $60, okay. I have cash in my hand. I'm in the church. I'm about to leave. I had no person to give it to. I didn't know who to give it to. I'm about to walk to the door and I turn around, I'm holding this cash in my hand and I said, well, I came here to give it. I said, but who do I give it to? I turned around and I scanned the whole church and it was like her. It was pain. I heard the thought, pain. I went to her and I put it in her hand. I don't know if she said it to me then or the next day or whenever. She goes, did you know that day I had some money in my pocket? God told me to give it to so-and-so. And I was in the church that morning asking God, where is my money going to come from? Because she released, she had to receive. And she said it was the exact amount of money that I needed. I don't know what she needed to do. So what does this mean? I talked about it yesterday and I talked about perpetuation, right? I was receiving a thought. I accepted it. I said, sure, God, I'll throw the nets on the other side of the boat. Sure, I'll take $60. I'll hold it in my hand. But who do I give it to? That part I didn't hear. And then when I heard her, because I'm like, I'm not going with this money back home. I felt guilty. I really felt guilty because in my mind was already given. I already made my mind up. I agreed with God. I said, yes, I'm giving it. But to whom I didn't know. And I said, if I hold it, I'm going to feel guilty. I'm not going to feel good with it. And because I released it, it's because she released. And when she released, it had to come to her. That's what it means when we release that check. When you write on the check, $100, it's for my house. You're opening yourself up to receive. And somebody's going to think about Georgia. Somebody's going to think about Luminita and say, I'm going to go to Luminita and buy the program. Just like that. Just like that. Because energy moves, thoughts move. I give, it's going to be given. So why are these stories stuck in my mind? Because they're Not normal, if that makes any sense. But now I know. Now I understand the offering. That wasn't part of tithing, that was part of an offering. I don't remember how that money came back to me or how much came back after. That part I don't remember. I don't know what happened because I was not aware of, of what was happening. But these are events that God will bring to your remembrance, to my remembrance, to say that principle, that's what you're saying is connected to that story. So we're learning, right? We're learning. Why is that important? Gary Cussie says, fish turn to fish, bread turns to bread. You gave money, you're going to receive money, or the equivalent of it. But if you usually give money, you receive money. I know this, that my mother was always a giver. If you needed an egg and knocked on her door, she gave you 2. If you needed 5 lei, which is, let's say, $5, she gave you 10. Always, always. And I was angry. I said, Mom, we're 9 kids and 2 parents. There are only 3 girls and 2 parents. I don't get it. Why do you have to give to them? How come we have them and they don't have? I'm like, that makes no sense. It just doesn't make sense. But when my mother needed money, there would be people coming and giving her money. So she knew something that we didn't know, and I don't think she knew how to teach us. But when you give, right, you open yourself up to receive, and that's what the wealthiest know. That's why they use charities. Even though they are into a different tax bracket, and I know a little bit more about that and why they don't pay taxes and how they distribute their money and things like that. But when it comes to charities, and they do that because they know, they've seen it at work. The wealthiest are more detailed with their money than everybody else. They don't go into the most expensive stores, by the way, to buy clothing. Although that sounds okay and good, they don't. And we've seen it. The wealthiest look, it's like the world has reversed. People that have no money want to look the best and the best brands and everything. But the people that have the most of money, they don't. So you will know people, how they transition. People that didn't have brand clothing, they go and show off. But then once they make more money, they go, forget it. I don't want to wear nobody's name on my name. I don't like to wear people's names on my shirts, for example. It's like, I don't want to have your name on my body. I never liked it. Like, splattered across or things like that. Nothing wrong with it, but I don't, it's like, I don't want it upon me. Like, I'm going to create my own clothing and put my name on it. Okay, so why do I talk about all of this? Well, I want to set in a certain way of living, a thermostat, principles, lay down some principles. And the principles have to do, obviously, with our mindset and understanding what it means to give. You've just opened yourself up to receive. When we say, I'm stuck, I don't know where money comes from, what is happening? What we're saying is, you have to give. You're not giving. You're just not giving. That's why you're not receiving. You're not giving. So if you want to receive money, you must let go of money. If I want to receive people talking in my ear, I'll just talk you in your ear. Fish for fish and bread for bread. Talk for talk, money for money. I must let go of that which I want myself. People say, when you don't have any money, that's the time to give. Because the widow went and took her $2, put them in the thing. And God said she gave the most out of everybody. And she'll receive more than everybody else because she gave all she had. So in essence, you don't give all you have because then you're going to end up in the street. But you give that which you have been placed in the heart to give, $60, whatever it is, whatever you hear, right? Just give. And you give freely. And here's the principle where Kathleen, my coach, how she manifested multi-millions in 2 years, that's the principle. When you learn to give, understand that you are going to be left with something. And if you don't have that, it has to come. It's the law of the vacuum. So you make room for something to come. And money has to be shown a place to go. When you say, I need money, I need money, I need money, you're saying, I need money. What do you need and why? I need money to pay the mortgage. Oprah said, your intention is knowing what you want and why you want it. And your intention is actually cause and effect. Is the law of cause and effect. That's what intention is. It's the law of cause and effect. You have to be very clear on what you want and why you want it. Why? Show the money where it needs to go. And when you show it where it needs to go, it will come so it can go. So it comes to go, it doesn't come to stay. When I send the money, I send it so more can come in. So I'm talking to myself. I have to look at my bank account, and if I haven't tithe, I'm going to tithe. Because I'm being reminded, you remember, you had everything you needed after you tithe. The right price, the right store, the right thing, everything was there. Everything is here. It's here. But how do I know where to go? When I activate these principles by law, I'm activating clarity. I'm activating, the right path, the right direction. I tend to be more spiritual, obviously, but a lot of people won't tell you this, will not teach you this. One of Bob Proctor's coaches that I took a course with him last year said, take $10, give somebody a compliment. Just give somebody $10, $20. They know something, but they don't have the right principle behind it, right? Just give a compliment. Why? Because that's the same compliment you're going to get back. I've seen this. I would give Kathleen compliments. And the same compliments I gave Kathleen, my coach, I received them from another place. You begin to pay attention. You begin to see how energy works. Why? Because it must move. It moves all the time. And what you put out comes back. And that's what it means. You put money out, money is going to come in. You put a compliment out, compliment is coming in. Because everything circulates. The spirit never stays still, right? It moves. So what you send out, it moves, goes around and comes back. Throw your bread upon the water, and not after many days, you're going to receive it back. What's bread? What feeds you? What feeds you? A compliment. Give a compliment. What feeds you? Money. Give money. What feeds you? Fish. Give fish. Because what you put out is what you receive. So we're thinking about putting energy out. Yeah, but energy is also physical matter. Energy is a thought. And I said a pen. And if you need a pen and you ask me for a pen, I'm not going to give you my thought. That's not going to serve you. You're needing a pen. Thoughts don't serve us. But thoughts activate the physical matter. Activate me to give you the pen. Activate my manager to say, pick up the ladder and move the purses around. Right? Energy activates the people to move. We put people into motion. Neville Goddard said, most of the people move unaware of why they're moving. And if you don't have a vision, you don't know why you're moving. Someone else moves you. But if you have a vision, you're unmoved. You know why you're going, where you're going. So that's what makes us and sets us apart. The fact that we have a vision, we understand what it is, we understand energy, we know how energy works. You don't know where the energy comes from. Yes, now I do, because I have the mind of God. I'm not Nicodemus, I'm not a man. I have the mind of God. I have been awakened in who I am. Now I know how energy works. I know what energy, where spirit is, and I know where it comes from, and I know where it's going. I may not know the right person, but I can pinpoint and say, I will talk to that person and I'll tell them I can do this for them and they can give me the money. Now we know that we can actually direct energy too. And if you have the mind of God, no man can rise against it. Because what you know, and you know. Nobody can take it away. Nobody can take my experiences away. Nobody can take these revelations away from me. Because once they have been unraveled and revealed, sorry, you're too late. Like, I can't buy what you're selling anymore. I can see through you. Now I have the spirit of discernment to know where you live according to what you speak. From the past, from the present, from the future. I know what it means to blame. I know what it means to accuse. I know what's about to come into your life. I know all things, right? Now you have the mind of God, you know all things. And that's what manifestation is all about. It's choosing what to manifest. So setting the thermostat of money, in essence, understand that you're going to have to give money to receive money. Fish for fish, bread for bread. But money can also be exchanged for anything you want, because that's what we exchange money in the marketplace. So when you put that money on your check and say $100 for my house at 889 Milkway Road in Tennessee, and I don't know, there must be a house like that. I don't know why I said that. But what you're saying is, I'm given this money and I'm expecting the difference. So now your focus is on that difference, but that difference is contained within the house. So live in that house. Sandy Gallagher said, the money is here. When she visualized her house, she said, the money is here. And she showed that she did that. The money is here. The money is here. She would visualize emails that would come in of people buying the product. What she's saying is that she had a plan. And that was her plan, to go and reach to other companies, and she would receive emails from them. She just doesn't say the whole plan. She just said, I would visualize emails. But she had a plan. That was the how to. But how am I supposed to do that? Well, God will give you the plan. Go to the lake, first fish, coin, take it, and pay Caesar. He will guide you the steps. That vision will give you the steps, because you know where you're going and you know how to go there. It's tithing and offering of any called amount to like a charity or person. So it's tithing and offerings of any called amount to like a charity or a person. So the wealthiest, they don't give to people. They give to charities, from what I know. If you ask a wealthy person for money, they will not give you money. They will say, go make it. 1. 2, that's all I've heard, that they give to charities. They give to organizations. And of course, there's a tax in there too. There's a reason for that as well, right? There's a write-off on taxes. But besides that, the charity feeds people. You are given to people, right? And everybody, the manager, the CEO, everybody gets fed in there, from the highest to the lowest. So you are given to people, in essence. You're not given to a building, you're given to people. Do you just give the 100 once for the house, or do you keep giving until it comes? That's a good question. No, just once. Because you're given to yourself. You're telling the universe, I want money back. And I want money for this house. That's like a down payment. And that is like a seed. But the seed is the image. See, Gary Cassie touches the check with his wife. They both touch the check and hold hands. They come into agreement. We are releasing this, right? But the check has the house. We're releasing that house. We're releasing the plan. We're releasing the ideas. You're releasing them to come to you from God's Spirit, from inside of you. You're releasing, you're saying, come up, tell me where I need to go and what I need to do. Show me where the money is. That's what it means. You're releasing, you're saying, this is for that. I want 2 white breads and 5 whole wheat. I'm releasing the money. Give me what I asked for. I want the plan that will get me to the house. I remember right as a kid, here's 5 lei, go to that store. You know that store in the corner? Yes, I know, Mom. Okay. Stay in line. Sure, like 50 people in line for bread. Not that many, but there were like 10, 15 people. I can't believe I lived like that. In line, you stay in line. Every store had a line. If there was no line, there was a miracle. Every store had a line. And don't take me to the milk line at 4 a.m. in the morning. I went home and I said, I ain't buying no milk. I'm coming home. I'm going home. No, I'm not doing that. Don't send me at 4 a.m. in the morning to go and get milk. No, thank you. You go later, it's not there anymore. It's gone. So you release, right? Hey, give me that. Hey, give me that. Hey, give me that. Here in America, you still do that. You go to the cashier. The cashier now is alone, and everybody, whatever. There's lines here too, but not as long. So give me that. What you're saying is give me, give me. But you're also, when you say give me, you're giving. You already see yourself with the milk in your refrigerator before you even got it. You're just going there to do the transaction now with whatever's left to do in the physical. You got it in the mental because you say, I need milk, bang, milk. I need the nail polish, bang, nail polish. Now you're going where the nail polish is, where the milk is. I knew my nail polish was in the house. I just didn't know where, and I was led to it. You ask for it. So when you give, you're actually asking for it. You're giving, but it's given, or you receive. So when you give, you're actually receiving from the universe the plan, the directions, the money, so you can go and pay for the house. Does that make sense? If you guys want to ask any questions, I will not sit more than 10 minutes because I don't want to make this too long. On Friday, if you have questions, we can answer more questions. But that's what I've been taught, and that's what I have seen happen in my life too. These principles, some of them are new. And what's new is I still have not drawn by hand my vision, one. But I was reminded this morning, you've heard two people, Luminita. You heard God twice. You've got to do it. Okay, I'll do it. Another thing I heard this morning was dwelling God's house. Dwell in that vision, right? Be in your imagination 24/7. That's what it means. Speak out loud every 15 minutes. If you want that thing to come to you quickly, because you're moving, you're the operant power behind everything. And if nothing moves out there, persist, knock on the door, I need bread because my friends came over. I need bread. Man, I'm sleeping. I'm in my bed. I need bread. You push, but you don't push physical people. I told my kids, you push another person, there's problem. But you can push energy, right? You put out the energy and it pushes the other person. How many times you tell a child, get up, and they don't get up. See them getting up and they'll get up. You push that image, you push the person, you cause the person, you cause the universe to give to you. I'm the cause of everything that is happening. And that's the secret. So affirming then every 15 minutes, that's new. I actually heard this last night. And the AM and the PM, how things happen, I've seen it. They happen very quickly. What's interesting is that there's times when I do something at night and it happens. I only do it once or twice, like consecutively, and it happens. That's how quickly things happen. If you have no resistance. I had no resistance. Resistance is your old assumptions of that person. Resistance is nothing but your old assumptions. They're law. They're like a block that's just stuck there. And you can go over, you can go through it because it needs to be out of the way. You can't mess with it. It's just got to be completely gone. That's why bless and release. It's one of the sessions that I've done with my coach, but I didn't do it thoroughly. I didn't do it. I heard it, but that was not my time. But this, I feel like it was my time. And I've heard people say, every day you must forgive. Yeah, so you don't carry the block from yesterday to tomorrow. These are obviously habits of success. So set your thermostat. In essence, set your eyes upon the vision, dwell with the vision, apply these principles, and what you say every 15 minutes, you go and dwell in your place and talk about it. Do you still want it? I heard Neville yesterday say, if I come back to you in an hour and I ask you, where are you? Are you still faithful to that vision? I'm like, oh, no. I was talking to Neville. I said, no, I'm not. So every 15 minutes, you're staying faithful. It's like texting your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, like, how you doing? How you doing? Right? So that's how we set the thermostat. We set our mind. Our conscious mind is beginning to dwell in a different place. And where you dwell, that's where you will go in the flesh. By law, I go and prepare a place for you. You're going and preparing that place for you. And then I'll come back and take you unto me. What comes back is the plan, the idea to take you there. And who takes you there? People, people's money. That's how you call in the money. That's where your money is. You go first there in the vision, and the vision gives off the plan. The plan has the people have the money. So where is money? What is money? Money is energy, but everything is energy. Energy is spirit. Spirit is thought. So everything is thought, because our thoughts are the recognition of the thing. Every thought we have is a recognition. It's the shadow of the image. So when I mention the name of the image, I'm sending the energy to it. It vibrates like that chord on this guitar on the other one. I go bing, 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 bang. So when I am in the vision, I'm sending ping, 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 and the vision responds back. Money, 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 right? Think of it that way. Because what you're saying is, I have it, I have it, I have it, I have it. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And the house says, yes, you're here, you're here, you're here. The money's here. Come, come, come. The money comes. You're calling in. So your vision is you. It's your string, D or E or M, whatever's on the guitar. I forgot the letters. E, 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 E. You attract what you are now, right? And you are the vision. But the vision is not just the house, it's everything, everybody that put it together. Everyone that built that house comes to you to take you to it. This is worth listening to. Okay, that's it. It's a little over an hour and a half, I think, but I think this was an amazing lesson, at least for me. I love it. I know what I'm supposed to do. Let me put it this way. I'm more clear on what am I supposed to do. Where I've been lacking, where I've been slacking, I'm more aware of what's in the way. I'm more aware of how to set the thermostat, how to set and lock in, right? Dwelling there, what it means to do it, how do I do it, how often I do it. And now I am aware as to what is happening. Everything that will come my way, do it, follow it. That's what it means. And the tithing and the offering, if you're really, really serious, obviously, you would do that. I have a check here. And let me, I'm going to say this too. When you carry your drawing in your pocket, put the check that you want to give. Let me put it this way. Here's what I feel in my heart for me, but it does not have to apply for you. The house and the place that I want to move into, it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I took 10% of that and I said, I'm going to write a check of the 10%. Now that's what came to me. 10% of five, I was going to say 500, it's more than $500,000. Let's say if it's 500,000, I would put $50,000 on the check. That would be the seed. Here's what I have heard someone that worked with Gary could say. You take that check and put it in your pocket. You don't give it yet. But when you begin to see money coming in, release the check. Now, I don't know if that means he didn't have full faith, but that's what I've heard him do. So that's how I feel. Like I'm ready. Yes, I'm willing to give 70, And I just said the number of my house. I said it, didn't I? How much money do you need to give to receive a car? I don't know. Because what you're saying is, release me the difference. It doesn't matter. It's what you can. God will never ask you. He says, what do you have in your house? 2 tablespoons of oil and a tablespoon of flour. What do you have? He said, give to me first. Elijah said, give that to me first, and I'll give you the plan. We don't need to go to a prophet to tell us what to do. We are our own prophet. We have the mind of God. Now we understand how the Spirit operates. I understand that once I activate that image, a plan will be given. And when you say, I want to receive a car, well, if you have a car, give that car away. But if you don't have it, give money. What can you give? So I feel like I'm Elijah. I'm teaching you, what do you have in your house? What do you have? How much do you have? Don't give it all, obviously, right? What do you feel that you can give? Because it's obedience is better than sacrifice. So don't put yourself into the place of sacrifice and have nothing left. There's no honor in sacrifice, but in obedience there is. So what's that number? Because intuition is the first thought that comes. It's not the second. The second is your doubt. It's your old self that had enough time to think about where he's at and what he can do and what he can afford. It's the first thought. So that's not something that I can tell you, because the how and what and where, I'm just sharing principles, right? And you have to pick up intuition. Ask God, how much should I give? Gary Cassie looked at a stock. There was no movement with it, nothing. People didn't invest money in there or anything. And he goes, I don't know why, but I need to put some money in it. He took $1,000, put it in there. He made back $1,500. He made back $15,000. And he said, if I would have asked God, I'm sure he would have given me a different number. But he began to think, well, I can put, well, how much? And he just put it in there. So if you're in doubt, don't do anything. Ask. And the answer will not come exactly then because you're too stressed. You can't receive it. You can't hear it. Just move about your day and you're going to hear it. And do it. He said, if I would have put $100,000, I would have had $1 million back. But I didn't ask God, right? He also said, in the recession in the 2007, 2008, I was taken by a realtor on the beach of somewhere in Miami, Florida, I think, Miami and the realtor pointed out and said, listen, if you buy this property now, you're going to make a lot of money later. He didn't. Later on, those properties now are in the multi-millions of dollars. And he said, God came to me. He told me where to give. He told me where to invest. He told me what to do, but I didn't do it. Because I thought, well, that's exactly how much money I have in my house. And if I give it all, I won't have nothing. And he said, I couldn't recognize God leading me, telling me where to invest and where to give. But we developed the intuition, and we began to recognize that nothing happens by mistake. So it's a matter of, what do you feel? Because what I'm teaching you is how to connect to spirit. Yeah, you have to ask. You have to ask. And it's inside of you. All answers are within. Your word is a lamp unto my feet. So you're waiting for a word. You're waiting to receive a word, something. And you might hear it from people too. You might hear people talk about this, and that, 300, 200, a million, 555. You can hear it from outside because you're open to receive, and you're going to hear it and you go, I think that's what I need to do. Or it's going to come from within, because The whole universe is you pushed out anyway, so you can hear it from a person, from TV, from you, but it's going to be like that zing. It's like it's right for you. You know it's for you, right? It's like that vibration of the guitar, like bing. Okay, I got it. I know. I don't have that zing. I don't have that number for you. That's why it's not going to come from me. But where it's going to come from, that answer, either from within you, and you're going to be like, I got it. I know that I know. Or you're going to hear something and you'll be like, that's interesting. Bing. What you're waiting for is that resonance, right? And it's coming because we already put it into motion by talking about it, and it's perpetuating. And your answer is coming. Remember when I said that I talk about a problem and it just keeps going around, and then I hear another guy talk about the problem and I go, oh my God, somebody's got to break this cycle, this pattern, this energy, this spirit. I don't want to be here. I don't want to talk about this anymore because I keep attracting it. So what you just put out into the universe is a signal like, where is that answer? Where is my nail polish? You're going to hear it. You're going to be guided to hear it. So much good stuff. So much. I mean, I'm talking to myself because these are answers for me too. So, all right, everyone, it's 8:16. I still have a headache from yesterday, if you believe it or not. I done studied yesterday. I went out of the house, drove around, did some things. So my headache is still here, which means I need some time to rest. But we still have 2 more days, and take this for what it is. And I don't mean for what it is. It's meat. It's not. It needs to be done. Okay, don't be a hearer, be a doer. This is the doing, and my intention is, and God has been placed this in my heart for a couple of weeks, is to do a 40-day fast. But the fast is a dwelling on the mountain, a dwelling in the presence of God, a dwelling in my vision, committing myself to dwell because my face will change. God's face will radiate upon me. So his honor, his favor, I will place myself into a place of so connected to the source. This is what I believe because this is what I expect. So I have this intention of setting this 40-day. I think it's going to be called, I don't know, hold the dream 24/7. I don't know what I'm going to name it, but that's the name that came yesterday. Hold the dream 24/7. And we'll see who wants to show up in that. My intention is to reach out to certain people that are in the community of law of attraction and see if they're willing to inform their communities of it and come together collectively and everybody manifest, something big before the year is out. So that's my intention. That's what's in my heart. Now I said it. And if you feel compelled to not just start it, I'm going to tell you when we're going to start. But if you have people, maybe friends that you feel compelled and say, you know what, they could benefit from changing their mindset. I don't know how it's going to go. Maybe a few minutes every day, we're going to come together. There's so many ideas, like I can go so far with it. We can create a text chain. We can do different things, but that involves other things and maybe other platforms. And I don't think I'm going to go that deep. But it's not letting me go. This idea is not letting me go. So I believe that after this, everybody's going to have lots of stories. One of the things and desires that I have is to write a book and call it the Book of Manifestations. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I said it will replace the Bible. In essence, it will have testimonies of what people have manifested. It's like Chicken Soup of the Soul, which I never read a book, but I thought, well, why don't we just start a book, the Book of Manifestation? And put your stories in there so we inspire others and pass down good, right? Look what the Lord has done. Look what God has done, pretty much like that. So, but a person can only dream. And I have so many dreams and I have so many ideas. But I do believe that good things are going to happen. And I'm ready. It's just so much that I feel like It's like I'm being pushed, like, do it, just do it. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, have a wonderful day. Yeah, and take notes and get to work, because we've got people to help. We've got people to help. I have people reaching to me from TikTok, and I'm like, I'm not the savior, you know. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not the savior. Can you help me with this? And can you do this? And I'm like, no, I can't, but you can. I'm here to show you how. And people are hungry, and you look at their pictures and you think that they look good. It's like, you wouldn't think that they have problems. And that's what amazes me now. Like, you look all put together. What do you mean? We don't know what people go through. So we've got work to do. I know everybody feels compelled, especially in this group, to help others. So we've got work to do. Okay. Which means let's manifest ourselves so then we can show others what's possible. Because people want to see the evidence, not hear the story of who God is. Like, I heard the story, no more, thank you. Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, everyone. We'll meet up again 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. And I am working on downsizing the files for the recordings so that I can send them to the email. It's not easy because they're big, and the email size of the file has to be a certain amount. But we'll find a way to do it. If we have to open up a group, let's say on Facebook, just for this, so I can put those recordings there, then I'll say, hey, all the recorders are in that group. Get in that group so you can see them there as often as you want, like these recordings. So there's always a way, but yeah. Okay, so give me some time. I'm working on those files to downsize them, and then you'll have them. Okay, bye everyone. I keep on looking all over the screen, never in the camera, but okay, bye now.